think we're live. All right, everyone, welcome back. It is a little bit before 2 o'clock. Government Operations, Military Affairs, House of Representatives, Vermont General Assembly. We are taking witness testimony on H 954, an act relating to approval of an amendment to the charter of the town of Stowe. And we have with us Elise McKenna, who's the co-president of Stowe Vibrancy. How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak with you all. Thank you. My name is Elise McKenna, and also with me is Abby Bourgeois. She is Stowe Vibrancy's Executive Director. Shall I start?
Yeah, please, the table is yours.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to give you a brief background on the history of Stowe Vibrancy's involvement with the original 1% original local option tax. State why I'm in favor of this increase, and also answer any questions that you may have for either Abby or myself. A little bit of background. Stowe Vibrancy was started in 2008. It is our Stowe's downtown organization, and it started 2 years after I moved to Stowe 20 years ago. I joined the board in 2011. And it took me quite a while to really understand what Stowe Vibrancy did. We were sort of in its infancy stages, and I kind of got the sense we did more than just put on events, and fabulous events at that. This, like the British Invasion Block Party, where there's almost 2,000 people dancing in the streets, or the Fourth of July parade that takes up almost the entire day, and the crowds that come down, the local crowds and tourists that come to our events. But there was something else, and I was sort of missing. I'm like, wait, we would go to the select board meetings, make make our case about certain things, and then it kind of clicked after being involved for 15 years. We are an organization that keeps its finger on the pulse of how vibrant the downtown is, as well as its economic vitality. But the real thing is, like I said, we can't take credit. This is, but the truth, what I found is that there are many organizations in our town that have a mission that works in collaboration with other organizations that just make this town work. And it's a lot. It's volunteers, it's tons of people. I sent you a video, and I don't know if everybody has seen it. And it was emblematic of this collective effort on a very large project. And I know I listened to the testimony about a couple of weeks ago from the town manager and the select board,
This is
Charles.
garden vote.
Yeah. And that was a very large project that we actually used the local option tax. It was the utility line covering underground. And it just showed the integration and the partnership that people work together with businesses, with organizations, and how we come together to get things done. And we use that local option tax funding for that project. Abby was a huge part of that project. She was working for the town manager at the time as his assistant. And literally, we were both boots on the ground. So do I have evidence to support why I'm in favor of this? Yes, but it's not necessarily facts and figures that you have received, but it's really in the lived experience of the success of these rollouts and implementation projects using this money and the benefits it has brought to the downtown, the beautification, the community effort, the people working together, and then the actual physical enhancements. And second, over the years and overseeing Stowe Vibrancy and being involved, and living through this process of going and getting involved with the select board meetings and working through different activities that are going on and problems that are going on in the town, I guess I've gained a lot of trust and respect and, quite frankly, admiration for the work that Stowe leaders do, not just the government, the select board, but all the leaders in these various organizations. We work together pretty well. We all have our differences, but we work with intention and we work to evolve and to solve and preserve sort of this gem of a town that we call Stowe. If you have any questions for either Abby or myself, we're here to answer anything.
I guess my first question is like, is your sentiment as the organization, is it shared more broadly throughout the membership of merchants and everyone else throughout the community as far as the elevating the percentage?
I'm sorry, I missed one word. Do I have the share? Is this view for the organization of Stowe Vibrancy or the community at large?
I'm trying to get a sense of like within like the merchant community.
So when we were invited to do this, Abby said, why don't we just do a survey? So one of the things we do is to keep our finger on the pulse, we do surveys to our business community. And we did hear back from them. And so, yes, no, there are some people that are not, some business owners that are not in favor of it. And we have sent that letters that we received back from that survey to the board. And actually, there were 4 letters that were not in favor of the tax, the additional tax. And mainly because the thought was that it was going to go on to the consumer. And I think that begs the question, how much will adding a tax will be a burden on the consumer?
Mm-hmm. And for committee references were posted to today's page, so if you're not seeing it, hit the refresh button. Those were loaded up for reference. Yeah, because we've heard from people who are very favorable to the concept, and I'm just speaking from my own professional experience. I'm a career restaurant hospitality person. I'm from Virgins, owned a restaurant on Main Street for 17 years, and I know the option taxes were always kind of a jump ball, sort of a split of opinion within the merchant community. So that was one curiosity I had, because we've heard very favorable positions on this with testimony. So I appreciate you providing us with the input from the letters. So
in one of the letters, they asked to send that to you, and so we did. And one said, please feel free to call me and talk. So you have their names, addresses, and the businesses that they run in those letters.
Okay.
So I think that actually that would be a really good resource. And knowing all of them, they would be happy to talk with you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Committee, any other questions for Elise Miller?
Yeah. No. Wow, this was too easy.
No. Rep.
No.
Coughlin, did I almost see a hand there?
No, I'm just still reading all of the testimony.
Okay.
Well, if we have nothing else for Elise, then we'll take this time before our next slug of testimony on the voting rights, or excuse me, the Voter Protection Act. And we'll take some time to absorb that, and then we'll try to identify some more invites for witnesses. How's that sound, committee?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you so much for your time, Elise. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Bye. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
You too.
So that will take us offline until 2:15.